è diretto a Paraspavina delle ore 9:16 e in arrivo al binario 1. Informiamo i viaggiatori che il treno regionale da Roma.
Our journey begins at Tiburtina Station in Rome, the starting point towards a charming destination, Bracciano.
È diretto a Paraspavina delle ore 9:16 e in arrivo al binario 1. Attenzione! Allontanarsi dalla linea gialla.
From the train, the rural landscapes unfolding in front of us invite relaxation and discovery. We get off the train at Bracciano Station, a peaceful place surrounded by picturesque buildings that introduce us to the medieval atmosphere of the town. I head towards the town center, where I encounter charming buildings and narrow streets leading us to Piazza for Novembra, the main square. In the northern part of the square stands the Church of the Visitation, a place of worship dating back to the 16th century. With its sober yet elegant facade, the church invites to contemplation and spiritual peace. The interior houses valuable works of art, reflecting the region's religious tradition. The fountain in the center of Piazza for Novembra is a symbol of elegance and the history of Bracciano. The gardens with white roses dots surrounding the central fountain dot are perfect place for relaxation. The imposing Bracciano Town Hall, a symbol of local administrative power with its Renaissance architecture and ornamental details, is a testimony to the rich history of the town. I then head towards Odescalchi Castle, a place with a fascinating history and a spectacular view over Lake Bracciano and the surrounding mountains. From the Orsini Castle, a breathtaking panorama unfolds, revealing the serene Lake Bracciano, rolling hills, and charming houses scattered along the slopes. It's a dreamlike landscape that captivates the soul. The chirping of birds, the green pine trees, and the tranquility of the place make me feel completely relaxed. Odescalchi Castle, an impressive fortress built in the 15th century. This well-preserved castle reflects the grandeur of medieval architecture and once served as the residence of noble families. After visiting Odescalchi Castle, I make my way towards the town, where the medieval houses are located, and I come across the Church of Santa Maria Novella, a place with an ancient history dating back to the 14th century. This church, with its imposing facade, adds another layer of beauty to Bracciano. The Church of Santa Maria Novella in Bracciano houses numerous valuable works of art, including Renaissance frescoes and richly decorated altars. The interior of the church reflects the religious and cultural history of the region, providing a place for reflection and spiritual contemplation. Next, I enter the ancient town, walking along narrow and peaceful streets. The stone houses with their old ironwork and small balconies are adorned with flower pots, geraniums, roses, and other plants that add an extra charm to the place. The chirping of swallows and the absolute calm of the area bring an atmosphere of complete relaxation. As we continue our exploration, we come across restaurants and terraces with white umbrellas, stretching along the narrow streets of the ancient town. These welcoming spots offer a romantic and relaxing atmosphere, perfect for enjoying the flavors of Italian cuisine and the enchanting views that surround you. Every corner feels like it's taken from a medieval story, and the carefully arranged tables under the umbrellas create the perfect ambience to savor the tranquility and beauty of this charming place. The flower pots filled with vibrant petunias add a touch of freshness and beauty, turning every corner into a true floral painting. A tranquil two-story house with a balcony adorned with pink petunias in pots. The chirping of birds fills the air, under a blue sky dotted with white clouds, creating an atmosphere of absolute relaxation. After passing by the charming restaurants and terraces, I discovered a superb panorama, offering a splendid view of Lake Bracciano in all its glory. From above, the colorful sailboats gracefully float on the blue water, adding a vibrant note to this serene landscape. In the distance, small houses scattered on the hills create a fairy tale image. The atmosphere is complemented by the calm of the lake and the surrounding mountains, offering a spectacular and relaxing view. While filming, my attention was caught by an unexpected and charming detail: a group of 3 donkeys roaming freely through the green gardens. This authentic and peaceful scene seemed straight out of a rural fairy tale, perfectly complementing the natural beauty of the place. The donkeys, with their gentle steps, added a special charm to this idyllic landscape, enhancing the sense of harmony and tranquility that reigns over these enchanting hills. The narrow streets in the upper part of the ancient town of Bracciano are a true haven of peace and beauty. Walking through these winding alleys, I felt as if I had stepped into another era, where calmness and harmony reign everywhere. The multi-story houses with stone staircases add a unique charm to the place, while the flower pots and plants of all colors give a homely feel, turning every step into a delightful discovery. The houses along these streets date back to medieval times, and many still preserve traditional elements, such as intricate details on the facades, or the wrought ironwork on doors that echo the past. These old buildings create an authentic and captivating atmosphere, blended the town's history and the rhythm of modern-day life. The cobblestone paths, slightly worn by the footsteps of travelers from long ago, give you the feeling of traveling back in time to a place where tradition is treasured and remembered. The tranquility that reigns here is only interrupted by the chirping of birds, creating a soothing soundscape. It is the perfect place for relaxation and meditation, where the beauty of nature and architecture harmoniously blend together. I encountered numerous pots of various sizes, filled with colorful plants and flowers, with every corner of the town adorned by a touch of nature and beauty. Here, flower pots adorn the walls of the houses, creating a colorful and lively landscape. The tranquility, calm, and the chirping of birds complete the romantic and relaxing atmosphere of this beautiful place. We continue our journey along the cobblestone streets of the ancient town, where we once again discover medieval stone houses, balconies adorned with large pots of plants and flowers. The peaceful atmosphere, the chirping of birds, and the total relaxation make this place a true haven of peace. Continuing our journey, we discover another charming spot. The cobblestone street leads us toward these medieval houses, each bearing the imprint of time in its details. Flower pots and plants adorn the landscape, adding color and life to this historic setting. The atmosphere is completed by the chirping of swallows, flying above the rooftops and the deep tranquility that reigns over these streets. It's a place where calm and relaxation embrace you with every step, giving you the feeling of stepping into another era. After discovering the charm of the ancient town, I reached Parroquia Santo Stefano Protomartire, an old place of worship dating back to the 12th century. Here, I found absolute peace, and the history and beauty of the place made me stop and reflect. After visiting Parroquia Santo Stefano, I reached the small Piazza Samaniati, a lovely spot with multi-story houses, wooden doors, and many flower pots. After visiting the small Piazza Samaniati, I set off again on the streets of the ancient town, admiring the stone houses, balconies with flower pots, and the calm of the place. Along these historic streets, we encounter charming restaurants and terraces, with white umbrellas that provide shade and charm to the narrow alleys. These welcoming spots complete the authentic image of the town. After exploring the charming Piazza Samaniati, I turned back and walked down the narrow streets lined with ancient stone houses, adorned with flower pots and stone staircases. The calm atmosphere, the silence, and the chirping of birds made this stroll truly relaxing. I then headed towards another lovely location on the streets of the ancient town, where I discovered a new panorama of Lake Bracciano. The lake stretched out before me, and in the distance, the town of Anguillara Sabazia was visible, nestled at the foot of the hills. The boats with colorful sails perfectly completed this idyllic scene, while the chirping of the swallows and the lake breeze added an unparalleled tranquility. Leaving the historic area, I arrived at the public garden of Bracciano, a charming place that offers a moment of peace and relaxation. Shaded pathways, lined with tall trees and wooden benches, invite visitors to rest and enjoy the tranquility. The chirping of birds fills the air, adding to the calm and soothing atmosphere. Gentle rays of sunlight filter through the leaves, creating patterns of light and shadow along the paths. This garden is a perfect spot for a break, surrounded by nature, far from the bustle of everyday life. At the end of the public garden, we discover the Church of Santa Maria del Riposo, a sacred place that harmoniously blends religious tradition with the natural beauty of the surrounding landscape. This historic church, believed to date back to the 15th century, served as a place of rest and prayer for pilgrims passing through the region. Its simple yet elegant architecture, featuring stone walls and arched windows, reflects the medieval charm of the area. Located at the edge of the public garden, the church offers a peaceful atmosphere, perfect for moments of reflection and prayer. From its courtyard, visitors can enjoy breathtaking views of Lake Bracciano and the surrounding hills, making it both a spiritual retreat and a picturesque destination. After admiring the Church of Santa Maria del Riposo, we are greeted by a new spectacular panorama of Lake Bracciano. From this vantage point, the lake enchants us with its shimmering blue reflections, while the calm waters create a fairy tale-like atmosphere. In the distance, at the foot of the mountain, the picturesque silhouette of the town of Trevignano Romano comes into view. Its houses, arranged in tiers along the slopes, perfectly complement the natural scenery, offering a breathtaking landscape that invites you to dream. After admiring the spectacular panorama of Lake Bracciano and the town of Trevignano at the foot of the mountain, we began to descend toward the lake. Along the shoreline, we once again encountered picturesque restaurants and terraces scattered along the waterfront. The holiday atmosphere is perfectly complemented by the beach, with colorful boats docked along the shore. After reaching the shores of Lake Bracciano, I captured on film another picturesque town in the distance, Sanguilaro Sabazia. Nestled at the foot of the mountain, this charming town, with its narrow streets and traditional houses, paints a dreamlike scene. The red-tiled roofs of the buildings blend perfectly with the natural landscape, and the distant view of the town, surrounded by the lake and mountains, creates an unforgettable picture. The gentle waves, clear waters, and the hills surrounding the lake create a fairy tale-like landscape. By the lakeshore, the atmosphere becomes magical, colorful boats anchored along the shore, and wild birds such as ducks, geese, and white swans create a stunning natural spectacle. On the tranquil waters of Lake Bracciano, wild swallows gracefully skim the surface, creating ripples that shimmer in the sunlight. Their elegant flight and playful movements add a sense of life and harmony to the serene landscape, blending perfectly with the reflections of the sky and the gentle waves of the lake. The imposing building is reflected in the clear waters of the lake, its vibrant colors dancing on the surface like a living painting. Wild birds soar gracefully or stroll gently on the lake, while the tranquility of the place is almost tangible, interrupted only by the soft chirping of birds or the murmur of the waves, gently breaking on the shore. The entire landscape breathes peace and beauty, a place where time seems to stop, allowing only for contemplation and inner peace. A white swan glides gracefully across the calm surface of lake, its elegant silhouette mirrored in the crystal clear water. It gently dips its head and half of its body into the depths, creating delicate ripples that spread outward. Its movements are so fluid and harmonious that they seem like part of a natural, dance, a mesmerizing display of grace and beauty. In the stillness of this place, the scene unfolds like a visual poem, capturing a moment of pure serenity. A solitary boat drifts peacefully on the lake, gently rocked by the waves. A few wild birds have settled on it, resting in the warm glow of the sunset. Some take flight, drawing graceful circles in the sky, while others descend from above and land softly on the boat, adding life to this serene scene. In the background, the hillside is delicately outlined under the golden rays of the setting sun, its reflection shimmering on the mirrored water. Everything feels like a dream, a moment of absolute tranquility. Evening has gently settled over Lake Bracciano, enveloping everything in a deep and enchanting tranquility. The moon, like a soft beacon of light, has risen above the distant mountains, casting its delicate reflection on the lake's calm waters. The silhouettes of the pines stand dark against the purple-hued sky, adding an air of mystery and poetry. Gentle waves caress the shores, while the shadows of the night embrace the landscape, turning it into a dreamlike tableau. It is the perfect ending to a magical day, conclusion that forever preserves. The beauty of this place in the heart